In this video, we'll be looking at how to multiply non-square matrix. Remember I told you that non-square matrix is when the column and the row is not the same thing. When the column and the row is not the same number, then we have a non-square matrix. Like this one we have on the board. All right, like this one we have on the board. This is a non-square matrix because we have two rows and we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 columns. So this is 2 by 3. Now, in this case, this is a non-square matrix because the row and the column is not the same thing or the same number. But if you have a square matrix, the row and the column will be the same thing. For instance, we can have matrix A. Let's call this matrix B. We can have matrix A is equals to the A1 and A12 and then A22 and A21 and A22. A21, A22, that shows the position of element or information in that matrix. Anyway, now we have this non-square matrix on the board. Check that again. Non-square matrix, the column and the row is not the same thing. They are not equal. I want to multiply non-square matrix by non-square matrix. Now we are having this multiplication of non-square matrix. All right. So we have x1 and x2. Now we have. Well, I want to multiply it by. This is my This is my x value. So this is my y. Y is 3 minus 4, 0, and 5. Now I'm told to multiply x by y. The first thing I'm going to do is to see whether the operation can be performed. For the operation to be performed, there must be some criterion that must be put in place. Now, first of all, we find the size of the x matrix. The size of this matrix, we have one row, and then 2 columns. We have one row, this is the row, and this is the column. So the x, for the x is 1 by 2 matrix. Then for the y, we have 1, 2 row, and then 2 column. 1, 2 for the row, 1, 2 for the row, 1, 2 for the column. So y is 2 by 2 matrix. Now, for us to be able to perform this matrix, the column of the first matrix must be equal to the row of the second matrix. So these two guys must match. They must be the same thing. And after that, the order of the matrix will be in this form. So this to this. Now the matrix order, the order will be in form of 1:2 because of this operation that we find here. Okay. Now this is possible because this is the same thing. The column of the first matrix and the row of the second matrix is the same thing. Can we solve now? So let's solve. So that we can have that x, let me put it down here, x1, x2, and that of 3 minus 4 and 0 and then 5. I'll need a space for myself now. Since we know that it is 1:2, so let's make a space for 1:2. Remember that the matrix we'll get, xy, will be 1:2. All right, so 1 times 3, my x1 times 3, that is x1 times by 3. All right, we'll take the next one, x2 times by minus 4 plus x2 times minus 4. All right, that is for the first column. All right, the next one, we'll still take this and multiply what we have here. So we have x times by 0, x1 times by 0, all multiplied by x2 times by x5, times by 5, sorry, x2 times by 5. All right, so if you don't know how we got this, I will take it again so that you can understand what we are doing. I said, you need to find out that whether the matrix operation can be done. All right, how do we find out? We find the size of these two matrices. This one is 1 by 2, 1 row, 2 column. This one is 2 by 2, 2 row, 2 column. All right, so even if you see that this and this is the same thing, then the operation is possible. And then the order of operation will be 1:2. And that is what will make it easier for you. So this is 1, and if this is 1, this is 2. You see that now? So that if I have x1, the row column operation, x1 multiply 3, x2 multiply minus 4, x1 will return again multiply 0, x2 will multiply what is inside here. All right? So we are going like this to this, like this to this, like this to this. So what do we have there? We have that, open the bracket here, this will become 3x1 plus, open the bracket here, this will become minus 4x2. All right? Now, this one, x1 times 0, that is 0. 0 plus, this becomes 5x2. All right. Now, having said that, if I add up this, open this bracket, this becomes a minus. Plus times minus is minus. So now I'll be having here to become the final answer, 3x1. This becomes minus 4x2. Of course, they are not like 10. You can't add them together. So this becomes our final answer on the first column. Now on the next column, this becomes 5x2 because 0 plus 5x is 0. So that's the first answer for the first question. So we go to the next question. The next question says we have C, because this is C now. I think, yeah, C. C is equals to 4, 5, and 3. Then D is equals to 6, 4, minus 2. Now, how do we multiply C times by D? Let's find the size of the matrix. This is 1:3. 1 column, 1 row, 3 column. That's 1:3. Now, this is 1, 2, 3. This is 3:1. So you can find out that this and this is the same thing. And now you can perform the operation. Now that we have, the order of matrix will become 1:1. All right, having said that, what we're going to do is to bring down the order of matrix, which is 1:1. Of course, 1:1 means 1 row, 1 column. All right, 4 times by 6. 4 times 6 will become 4 times 6. All right, plus 5 times 4. All right, plus 3 times minus 2. So 4 times 6, that'll give me 36 or something. Okay, 4 times 6, that'll give me 36. Oh, 24, sorry. 4 times 6 is 24. This is 24. And this is 20. And this is minus 6. All right, 24 plus 20, that is 44. Minus 6. Minus 6 from this, that will give me 38. All right, that will give me 38. So this is my final answer. 38 is my final answer because it's now 1:1. That's the final answer there. So let's go to the next one. Next one says D times by C. Right, let's see whether that is possible. D times by C. How possible is that? So we have our, I've cleaned it up. C is 4, 5, 3. And D is 6, 4, minus 2. So how do I do that? C is 1:3. And then D is, okay, I'm multiplying D by C. Okay, D by C. What's D? D is 3:1. Okay, 1, 2, 3:1. What is C? 1:1, 2, 3 is equals to 1:3. All right, so this is possible. Okay, because the column of the first matrix and the row of the second matrix is the same thing. Then the order of operation is 3 by 3. All right, let's solve the problem. Now, what we're going to do now is that, can we clean up the board? Let's clean up here. Well,